Thanks so much for staying with us here on the program. The Northwest Department of Education has come under fire for the poor state of schools in the province. The South African Human Rights Commission launched a probe last month. In fact, that probe has been ongoing since 2018. Yesterday, we spoke to its acting provincial manager, who shared the outcomes of the investigations. To bring you another side of the story this morning, we're now joined by the Northwest Secretary for the National Association of School Governing Bodies, Tladi Sedikane, who joins us via our video link this morning. Tladi, it's great to talk to you. And let me just say, we have reached out to the Department of Education in the Northwest. They have chosen not to be part of this conversation. But what is your experience? The Human Rights Commission tells us of at least 60 schools that are in such a poor state of disrepair. Tell us about your experience.
Thank you very much, and good morning to all the viewers also. Yes, we were part of the Human Rights Commission inquiry about the inadequacy of the infrastructure in the Northwest Province, and we did also submitted various schools where there is infrastructural backlog. And I think we have submitted almost 40 schools that came to us and indicated their frustrations in terms of the infrastructure. So we are, yes.
Tell us more about the state of infrastructure, Tladi. We've been showing our viewers some images of the schools showing broken windows, broken desks, water leaking from the roofs of classrooms. Tell us more about the infrastructure damages at the schools that you mentioned.
Yeah, I can just mention a few of them. We have Onkgopotsetiro Comprehensive School. The hostel has been in dire need of renovation for quite some time, but the department is not coming forth to assist the school. And we also have Manana Primary Schools. There is lack of water provisioning in the Ngaka and also the ablution block is malfunctioning. So they don't get any assistance. I can make various examples of schools like Chusoitsi, the secondary schools in Dr. Ruth Sohomutsi Mumpati. The project is not finished, and it has just been abandoned, and we don't know where is the contractor in terms of completing such a project.
Yeah. What do you make of the Department of Education refusing to be part of our discussions this morning here on the AIM report?
No, I think it is a matter of being ashamed in terms of giving some explanations about the backlogs that we are experiencing in the system or in the sector. Even the first hearing of the Human Rights Commission, they did not appear. The second one on the 24th of February, they did appear, but some of the questions, they did not answer them. So obviously there is some lack of answers to some of the challenges that we are facing in the Northwest.
Now, the Human Rights Commission, who we spoke to on the show yesterday, Tladi, told us that their investigations into schools in the Northwest go as far back as 2018. I mean, it has to be noted that even the Human Rights Commission tells us that there's been no upgrades of the schools that we've been talking about. These classrooms make it impossible for learners to go there and get an education. If the learners in 2018 were in grade 8, they are now in grade 11, and none of their learning environments has changed. How does that make you feel?
No, it makes me feel sad because in reality, there is lack of inspiration, there is lack of motivation, there is lack of conducive conditions for quality teaching and learning that we are preaching each and every day. So this means that there is a need for a turnaround strategy that the department needs to ensure that our learners and teachers and whoever in the school community is learning and teaching in a conducive condition.
What impact does this have in your experience, and I suppose what principles from these various schools are telling you. What impact does this kind of infrastructure damage in schools have on the outcomes for learners in terms of passing?
Yeah, like I'm saying, the conditions are not good at all for quality teaching and learning. And if, for instance, there are no windows and there are no good infrastructure in that particular school, that will be a contextual factor that will affect negatively the teaching and learning process on a daily basis. So one way or the other, we increase the barriers of learners to learn. Instead of supporting and assisting them to overcome the barriers to teaching and learning, we are escalating the problem and the challenges that we are facing.
Yeah, certainly. What kind of communication has the department had with school governing bodies in the Northwest in terms of what the plan of action is to try and fix this?
Look, Madam, in most of the cases, we have quarterly meetings with the Department of Education. We have what we call the provincial consultative forums every quarter. So we raise these issues quarterly, but unfortunately, after raising these issues, when we meet on the second quarter, you'll find the status quo. Nothing has been done. So really, in reality, but what we are questioning, Madam, is the matter in which everything is centralized to the national level. It's not decentralized to the schools in terms of the Section 21C and all the monies that are supposed to be given to school. There is a 50% that is withheld by the department each and every year. So our argument is, if that 50% can be given to schools, some of the schools should be in a proper condition to be able to, make minor renovations or even major renovations. You can just imagine if 500,000 is withheld within a school for the purpose of resources like LTSM. And in most cases, schools don't need the top-ups every year. So, and even if you have not made or exhausted the amount for top-ups, you don't get the remaining amount. That remaining amount is gone and you never get it as a school. So instead of getting 100% allocation of Section 21 to schools, we are getting 50%. So that thing in itself is crippling the school governing bodies in terms of their operations, in terms of their plans.
Yeah, certainly. It's such an important conversation, especially this morning with inland schools going back to class for term 2, just the dire state of schools in the Northwest Province. The South African Human Rights Commission saying that it is a direct threat to the rights of those pupils and, of course, the teachers as well. Tladi, let me thank you for your time. Tladi Sedikane is with the National Association of School Governing Bodies in the Northwest. And